Despite centuries of philosophy, decades of scientific inquiry, and countless theories from the greatest minds, consciousness remains an enigma. How is it that from the interactions of neurons, from the electrical impulses firing through the intricate web of our brains, emerges a unified experience of self-awareness? How does biology give rise to the richness of thought, the vividness of perception, and the depths of emotion? I'm going to approach this from three different angles: biological, physiological, and psychological. You see, consciousness isn't a singular entity, but rather a layered and dynamic process that emerges from the complex interactions of the human brain and body. At its core, consciousness is tied to the structure and function of the brain. The human brain consists of roughly 86 billion neurons, each forming thousands of connections with others in an intricate network of communication. These neurons work together in vast circuits, transmitting signals through electrochemical impulses that generate thoughts, emotions, and awareness. One of the most critical regions in this process is the cerebral cortex. This is the outer layer of the brain responsible for higher order thinking, perception, and decision making. Within the cortex, the prefrontal cortex plays a particularly crucial role in self-awareness, planning, and reflection. These are traits that are central to our experience of consciousness. But consciousness isn't confined to a single area of the brain. It arises from the global workspace theory, which suggests that different brain regions communicate dynamically, integrating sensory input, memories, and even abstract reasoning into one cohesive whole. Now, deep within the brain, the thalamus acts as a relay station, processing and distributing sensory information to the appropriate cortical areas. Damage to the thalamus has been linked to disruptions in consciousness, including states of coma or severe cognitive impairment. The brainstem, particularly the reticular activating system, is also essential. See, this regulates wakefulness and alertness. Without it, the brain would remain in a vegetative state, unable to engage with the world. Neuroscientists have long sought to determine whether consciousness is a byproduct of neuronal complexity or if it emerges from a more fundamental process. Some propose that synchronization between different neural networks occurring through gamma wave oscillations plays a crucial role in the unity of experience. This would suggest that consciousness is not localized to one spot, but rather a phenomenon that arises from the interplay of multiple systems working in harmony. Now, the body doesn't just house the mind. It actively participates in consciousness. The interaction between brain and body is mediated by the autonomic nervous system. This regulates involuntary functions like heartbeat, respiration, and digestion. Now, these processes may seem separate from conscious awareness, but they play an integral role in shaping our moment-to-moment experience. Consider how emotions, which are deeply linked to consciousness, originate. The limbic system, which includes structures affects mood, stress, and arousal. When we feel fear, for example, it's not just an abstract mental state. It's a full-body response with adrenaline surging, heart rate increasing, and muscles tensing in preparation for action. This connection between body and consciousness is further emphasized by interoception, the brain's ability to perceive internal bodily states. Our awareness of hunger, thirst, fatigue, and even our heartbeat is an important part of our conscious experience. The studies have shown that individuals with heightened interoceptive awareness, such as experienced meditators, often report a deeper sense of self-awareness and emotional regulation. Additionally, our sensory organs play a foundational role in constructing the reality that we perceive. The eyes, ears, skin, tongue, and nose collect raw data from the environment, but it's the brain that assembles this input into a coherent experience. What we see, hear, and feel is not a direct reflection of reality, but rather an interpretation, filtered, shaped, and sometimes even distorted by the brain's internal models. Beyond the physical and biological mechanisms, consciousness is also shaped by the mind's subjective and interpretive processes. Psychology has long grappled with questions of perception, cognition, and selfhood. One of the most significant aspects of consciousness is attention, the ability to focus awareness on specific stimuli while filtering out distractions. Without attention, the richness of our experiences would be chaotic and unfocused. Theories such as integrated information theory suggest that consciousness is fundamentally tied to the amount of information a system can process and integrate. This aligns with what we observe in cases of brain injury, where damage to certain regions can lead to profound changes in personality, memory, or even awareness. For example, conditions such as blind sight, where individuals with damage to the visual cortex can respond to visual stimuli without consciously perceiving them, reveal just how layered our awareness really is. Another crucial psychological aspect is self-awareness, the ability to recognize oneself as an individual separate from the environment. Experiments with the mirror test, in which animals are exposed to their reflection to see if they recognize themselves, suggest that self-awareness isn't exclusive to humans, but shared by highly intelligent species such as great apes, dolphins, and elephants. However, human consciousness extends beyond self-recognition. We construct narratives, reflect on past experiences, and we anticipate the future. This ability to engage in autobiographical reasoning, to weave our experiences into a coherent story, is central to our sense of identity. Memory, especially episodic memory, allows us to create a continuity of self, making consciousness not just a present experience, but a bridge across time. consciousness remains unsolved. How do subjective experiences, what it feels like to see red, to hear music, to love, to suffer, emerge from physical processes? Some philosophers argue that consciousness can't be fully explained by material science alone, suggesting that it may involve deeper, maybe even fundamental aspects of reality. This has led to debates between materialist and panpsychist perspectives. Materialists argue that consciousness is purely the result of brain activity, while panpsychists suggest that consciousness may be a fundamental feature of the universe, embedded in all matter at some level. Others propose quantum theories of consciousness, speculating that quantum processes in the brain might play a role in generating awareness. Regardless of the ultimate answer, the study of consciousness has profound implications. It influences fields as diverse as artificial intelligence, ethics, and even our basic understanding of what it means to be alive. If consciousness can emerge from complex information processing, could artificial systems one day develop subjective experiences? If self-awareness is a spectrum rather than an absolute, how do we determine the moral worth of other beings, from animals to potential AI? As we continue to explore these questions, one thing remains clear. Consciousness